Hello, friends, and welcome to the CCUD podcast. Today I'm joined with Hannah and talk about sustainable communities. We're going to explore the guiding question, what does a sustainable community look like? So to tell you about a little bit who's talking right now, I'm Colby. I'm sure you've heard me talk before, but I'm just graduated from Purdue actually and lingering around here at the CCUD. And I've been studying and working on the Lake Michigan Shoreline Landowner Survey for 2.5 years. Hannah, would you like to tell us about what you do for the lab and guide us into what we're exploring today?
My name is Hannah Kmetz. I am a junior here at Purdue in the NRES program, and I just started in the CCD lab last March. I'm working with Grace on some of the other podcasts, and I help her with her work with community stakeholders. So far, I've done a lot of research on the different ecoregions, the key species in the area, and things like that. Today, we're talking about what a sustainable community looks like, which is really exciting. Most of you have probably heard of the word sustainability or sustainable something. It's becoming more popular, but just to get us started, I have a quote that encapsulates what sustainability is. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This comes from an excerpt of Our Common Future by Gro Harlem Brundtland, and I think it's just a really simple but fully encapsulating quote that describes how sustainable development and sustainable subjects are meeting our needs and working with what people need right now while still not over-consuming and going too far and allowing us to sustain ourselves. To start this subject, we wanted to give examples of what sustainability looks like in our community. We both have 2 examples prepared. My first is actually 14 different buildings at Purdue. So there are 14 buildings at Purdue that are certified, either the certification, the silver, or the gold level in the LEED rating system, which is an architectural or infrastructure rating system that rates sustainable aspects like air quality, water efficiency, energy efficiency. It allows the buildings to promote their energy efficiency, allows them to exemplify what they're doing to be more sustainable. A lot of time they come with signage. Some LEED signage you can see around Purdue. Purdue is going for these initiatives, trying to be more sustainable. In the co-rec, right when you go in, swipe your card, look straight in front of you, there's that huge glowing sign, and I always see it. The first circle is a gold symbol that shows it's a LEED gold building. The whole co-rec is LEED gold certified, which is a big deal. The water symbol represents the water efficiency of the building, reducing their water usage by 40%. They use low-flow plumbing systems that keep water usage low. Their energy is more efficient. They use natural lighting with big windows, a layered kind of tiered system, so that way you can get the lighting going through each level. And then they also have indoor air quality because they use low VOC paint. VOC stands for volatile organic compounds, in case you're wondering. Yeah. They're actually a type of greenhouse gas effector, but they're lesser known ones compared to carbon and methane.
You said that sign is right when you walk in after you scan your card.
Yep.
On the back wall there, where sometimes they give out free Chick-fil-A if you're lucky.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes they do.
Oh my goodness, yes, it's the free Chick-fil-A wall.
Right after you scan. Now that you say that, I knew that was there, but I always walked by it. Even me as an environmental...
Exactly.
Working in environmental
I
works,
looked at it and I was like, that looks like something I should think about, but it's we're going to the gym. You don't really pay attention, but it's actually cool. It describes the different practices and things they have going on. It doesn't just say the word LEED. It gives info. And it's actually one of the LEED credits is signage. So they probably got a credit for meta. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't just out of the goodness of their own hearts, but it was also part of the credits. Yeah.
What are some other buildings on campus that are LEED certified or gold? Well,
Crack Leadership Center and the Honors College are all gold certified.
Okay.
And then there are several other, I think the Harris Laboratories are either silver or just certified. Several other dorms are certified and a couple other buildings around. Yeah. My second example strays a little bit farther from Purdue into Lafayette, but it also relates to something across the country. So if you're not from Indiana, you can find this community network and this initiative in a lot of different states, I believe. The Master Gardeners Association of Tippecanoe County is a community association based all over that helps equip communities with the knowledge on how to grow food for themselves, how to grow organic produce, or just beautiful flowers and make a community more aesthetically pleasing. They offer classes, demonstration gardens, and plots. You can buy If you can't garden in your backyard, you live in an apartment, you now have the available space to do gardening on your own, which is a really big deal for urban communities. If you've seen Bob's Burgers, it's a little family. They have a restaurant and they live on a coastal town. It's like Maine, New York-esque,
Okay.
Massachusetts-esque. They live in the apartment above their restaurant. There's no green space. One episode, they open a community garden. And it's like Bob's whole goal to become a member of this community garden so he can grow fresh produce.
Nice.
And I think it just shows how, like, to some people, like, it might not be a big deal to have a fresh tomato, but he like slaves over one beautiful fresh tomato that he grew himself.
Yeah.
It's like such a good example on TV of how the community garden like really provides such a cool place for people who might not have that opportunity otherwise.
It's also putting that thought into mainstream culture and getting people thinking about it, which is important as well.
I thought that was really like a cool moment on Bob's Burgers. And if you haven't seen Bob's Burgers, go watch it. But that's most of what this place is. It's in Lafayette. It's by the mall, or the part that's by the mall is the demonstration garden where you can go and you can watch and you can get tips on how to grow stuff on your own. They also grow like hundreds of pounds of produce that they donate to local food banks. It's a cool initiative. You don't even have to be a member to see the garden. And I don't believe you have to be a member to get a garden plot. You just pay $30 for it. So those were my two examples of really cool local, but also like nationwide sustainability efforts that you could see within your own town.
Yeah, thanks for sharing those. Those are wonderful.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna go the route more of what to do with your food waste once you have it, which I'm passionate about this issue because when I was a student here at Purdue, me and my roommates would actually donate our food waste to this cause that I'm getting ready to tell people about. And it was something that always made me feel good. In West Lafayette, the Go Greener Commission has been working with Purdue Student Sustainability Council, as well as the Purdue Office of Engagement, to offer ways for community members to compost their food waste. Current residents are able to bring their food waste to a drop-off location that is then taken to the anaerobic digester that houses the West Lafayette Water Resource Recovery Facility and processed to then generate electricity for the facility. So in a way, your food waste is also then becoming what helps you have clean drinking water and what takes care of that waste. So really cool initiative. Oh yeah. They'll give you a food waste bin if you go there. So you don't even have to pay for one yourself. They give you the bin and it actually does a good job at keeping the smell out because, you know, that food does rot. I took it every week, but still it gets smelly and it did a really good job of keeping the smell out. You can get the food waste bin for free. And you just got to go pick it up at 705 South River Road. If you're familiar with the wastewater treatment plant, it's right across the road from that. A big part of this program's goals is to minimize waste diverted to landfills, reduce the carbon footprint of the greater Lafayette area by generating power from waste, and it wants to promote education and awareness of the benefits that natural composting can have for growing plants and energy. Okay, who cares about food waste? Like, it's going to decompose in the landfill anyway. Like, what's the point of it? Really, food waste is the largest form of solid waste reaching landfills and incinerators, and that is directly taken from the EPA. Stopping food waste from reaching landfills reduces Greater Lafayette's need for fossil fuels, contributing to a more sustainable community. Food waste can be also converted to compost for growing food and things like that to really make that whole system come completely full circle. Once again, to tell you how to get involved in donating food waste, take it to the totes across from the wastewater treatment plant, and the address again is 705 South River Road. And the Go Greener Commission is the one that is doing this work. And to tell you the scope that it's reached, actually, in 2013, Purdue's football season decided to give the food waste a shot at some of the concession stands at Ross Aid. And they collected that and then sent it to the West Lafayette Water Resource Recovery Facility's anaerobic digester, the same place that our food waste would go. So even they tried to do this with some of the concessions from the football. They also attempted to do this at a couple home games in Mackey. The PMU is also starting to look into doing this, and the Honors College also does some stuff with food waste. It's a pilot program targeting areas on campus where food waste is generated, and then they're assessing ways that they can actually utilize this food waste to be more sustainable for our local community here on campus, and honestly the Lafayette area as well, which I think is great. And all this initiative really is driven by the West Lafayette Go Greener Commission, and that's who I really want to shout out as well here as my second idea of local sustainability, because when you think about getting involved in sustainability to local level, this is a really good place for students to look, and even people who live here. Their goal is to promote and enhance sustainable environmental well-being within the city of West Lafayette. Last year alone, once again, to pump the food waste train, they did 287,410 pounds of food waste from Purdue was diverted. And that's a pretty astounding number. But if I had to guess, that's probably only a fraction of the amount of food waste produced on this campus.
Yeah.
There's so much room for growth. On their website, you should really check it out, and we'll be sure to have links to everything below. But the Go Greener Commission on their website has guidance for how you can also personally either reduce or improve your impact on the environment in areas like policy, energy, waste, and water. They also have a bunch of access to local resources that can help you with things like recycling, food waste, environmental gardening, energy conservation, soil and water conservation, and so many wonderful things that you can do. Really, a big part of sustainability and increasing it in your area is to get involved. They have monthly meetings, and they also have some bigger events that they do that include attending the West Lafayette Farmers Market, the Wabash River Fest, which is a wonderful event over the summer, and they also attend Purdue's Spring Fest and spread the good word of sustainability there. And you can also get on their mailing list if you would like to. So there's all sorts of ways to get involved if sustainability is something you're thinking about or trying to educate people about within our local area, that you should point them in the direction of the Go Greener Commission. The point at the beginning of this podcast was to get people thinking about sustainability. You hear all these things like, what is sustainability? What does sustainability look like? As I'm sure you can tell us because you're studying this right now, there's not one specific way to really define sustainability. And so really what a good thing for us all to do personally is start to notice it within our own lives and start to see it at a local level and then think about it a bigger picture from there. And I hope that we were able to get you guys thinking about when you go to walk the class or when you work out or next time you throw your food away, you think maybe there's something I should be looking at or something I should be doing better. And I think that's where it starts, noticing where does sustainability exist within my own life and where can it grow from there.